Nope. All right. All right. All right. Let's get this going. Let's get it. Wow. All right, we're ripping. Pushing up to the 200. Got about 2 minutes left till this 5-minute candle closes. All right, let's look on while we wait for this 5-minute candle to close. Look on higher time frames, see what's going on, kind of evaluate everything. All right, we're at the bottom of a range on the hourly chart, coming up to possibly a high up here. Could take out that high. We pushed above view up, we're dropping, we just pushed above it and dropped back below it. So overall sentiment hourly chart, we're still bearish on the hourly chart. 15-minute chart, kind of the same thing going on here. 5-minute chart, rejecting off the 200. So see how this 5-minute candle closes. Oh, it closed. Wait. There, it closed. All right. Top. Let's mark out the high here. There's the high, and then let's mark out the bottom. 5-minute range. Buenos días. I know why my rhythmic is having Come on, don't do this to me. Bro, not right now, man. My rhythmic is having trouble connecting. All right, there it is. Oh, it took a while. Damn. All right, we're still in this 5-minute range. Seeing what happens once we break out of it. I mean, to be honest, well, it's hard to say. We got room to both sides. I mean, if you look on the, let's call it let's see, the 15-minute chart. I mean, we haven't taken out this low and we haven't taken out this high, so we are stuck in the middle of both ranges right now. Meaning we do have a low down here that we could sweep, and we do have a high up there that we could sweep too. So it don't really matter to be honest with you. It doesn't matter to me which way it goes. I don't care if it goes up or it goes down. Whatever setup it gives me, that's what I'll take. So we'll just wait for that range to get broken and then go from there. Once we get that range broken, we'll see what happens from there. We're still kind of stuck at this 5-minute we're stuck at the 5-minute range still, so there's nothing to do as long as we're stuck in this range. We got news today or no? Let's see. No news today. I mean, there's like factory orders or some housing market index. Nothing major. So, no news to worry about. Alright, looks like we're trying to drop to the bottom of that range. Looks like it wants to push to the bottom of the range. Which is fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. We gonna get it. A little bit of view op chop here. Chopping here at view op. Also, Apex is having one of their biggest sales going on right now. 80% off $40 lifetime activation fees, which is freaking wild. It's like one of the cheapest deals in the industry right now. Alright, come on. Come on, Nasdaq. Alright, we're going somewhere. $9.42. Seeing when we come up to that 10 o'clock mark, seeing what happens at 10 o'clock. A lot of times we get that reversal. I wonder if today's going to happen if we get that reversal at 10 a.m. Or around 10 a.m., not at 10 a.m. All right, pushing to the bottom of the range, but still in this range. Still haven't broken out of it. You could see we got some liquidity down there at the bottom of that range. We got a pivot point down there, so We'll see what happens when it takes out those lows down there. And we are kind of at the bottom of a range right now. It hasn't taken out that high either. Trying to. So wicking below the range. Buyer stepping in from that pivot point. I needed to close outside the range in order for me to get interested in anything. 10 seconds on this candle. See how this candle closes. Nope, still in the range. Da 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 da. It's having trouble closing outside. We got, what, 15 seconds left in this candle. See if this closes. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3. All right, there's the closure outside the range. Let's see what happens here. See if buyers start stepping back inside the range. If we can get some buyers to step back in the range, leaving behind a bullish imbalance. Go from there. That'll kind of confirm buyers. There's the buyers coming in. There they come. Now let's see how this candle closes. If this can leave a bullish imbalance, I'd be interested in this. This is NASDAQ. Wow, a lot of buyers stepped in there. Nice. Actually, I'll wait. Hold on. I'll wait for that. I still have another candle. All right, there's the new candle. Let's see how this candle closes. This will determine everything that we need. Alright, give me a second, I'll be back. Still not. We got buyers to step in, but no bullish imbalance here. Sucks. Is what it is. Can't force the market to do what I want it to do. Can only react. Dropping back below that low. Wow. All right. Interesting to see once we break down outside this range here, if we could start closing way below it. I mean, at some point, right, it ends up holding this range as resistance, if that's the case. Or it could. It doesn't have to, obviously, but it's a possibility. It holds it as resistance. All right, I think we took out that low by now, right? Yeah, well, there's that low taken out. So took out that low. See if I don't know if it wants to. We do have kind of equal lows down here. You can kind of see these equal lows down here. So we'll kind of see if, it don't matter to me, right? It can come down, take out these equal lows. It can rip back up. I'm just going to react to what price does in the moment. I'm not going to try to, you know. If I get a setup, I take it. If I don't, I don't take it. Trying to pop back inside the range. We got 10 minutes pretty much till that 10 a.m. till the new hourly candle opens up at 10 a.m. Taking out the lows again. All right, well. For those of you who didn't know, Apex is having the biggest sale that they've pretty much ever had. 80% off, $40 activation fees, lifetime, which means you could pass an evaluation technically in a day. There's 1 day to pass evaluations, and then the lifetime fee is $40. So then you pretty much have that account as long as you have it for the lifetime. No subscriptions, no nothing, and you can get payouts if you continue to reach targets. All right, we're still dropping below. Back below that pivot point. I think we just took out those lows. Here, let me see. Did we? Yep, we just swept those. We just swept those lows down there. See what happens now. I mean, that was the last lows to get swept. I mean, and now, theoretically, this is the area, if it's going to go up, this is the area where it could bounce. Where it can kind of start, we can start getting a leg back up. If not, if we start breaking and displacing below those lows heavily, then we could just continue to the downside. But as of now, we swept them, but we're not getting that buying pressure stepping in yet. Like we did on the first sweep. That first sweep, it swept it and then, you know, kind of ripped up. Bro, get the hell out of here, bro. People are so freaking weird. we're still, I mean, yeah, it looks like we're displacing below. Now we could hold this now as resistance. Now we see what happens here now. Question is, do we hold this 5 minute as resistance and continue going down, or do we actually push back into the range to try to go for those highs up there? But yeah, we're displacing. Damn it. I was hoping this was not going to happen. Kind of see on an hourly chart. Starting to kind of displace below. So if this kind of hourly candle now closes super strong down here and we continue to the downside, now theoretically, you know, it can hold now this 5 minute as a resistance. We didn't get enough buyers to step in once we took out these lows. Not enough buyers stepped in, so we're kind of, you know, going lower. Which just kind of suck, but well, who knows? Maybe we get what we got yesterday, or pretty much it started to reverse. Ended up getting a move yesterday, started to reverse even though it displaced below it. We still got that 10 a.m. so 10 a.m. could still hit, and it's pretty volatile here too. Bro, how do you freaking... Oh my gosh. What app? I use Ninja Trader. I mean, you can use other. They have Trading View. A lot of people use Trading View. I use Ninja Trader. I wouldn't say one's necessarily better. I think more people use Trading View than Ninja Trader, but I think both are good. All right, trying to get a move back up here. Looks like we want to drop lower. Damn it, dude. This sucks. At first, it was setting up like it was going to be a trade. Like it was going to be a good trade. We swept that, and we had we had a lot of buyers try to step in here when we took out this low. A lot of buyers tried to step in, but just got rejected. Now we're going lower. Wow. What do we have any more levels down there? No, we don't really. Damn. I mean, not at least on an hourly chart. Kind of see we took out this low, took out that low, now we're... And you see the previous low we kind of took out, we had a major rip from that. We took out this low here, and then we had a major rip to the upside. You know, see now we're trying to take out this low here, tried to get a rip to the upside and just got denied. And now we're kind of displacing below that low again. Which is not too good of a sign for bulls. Alright, there's that 10 a.m. candle. So the new hourly candle just opened up. Not a good sign, to be honest with you. The fact that this hourly candle opened up all the way down here, closed all the way down here, not a good sign. Now, theoretically, this could pop back up, hold this area as resistance to continue going down. Not a good sign, the fact that the hourly candle closed all the way down there. Why are the candles so huge? There's a lot of volatility. I mean, it's pretty volatile right now. But that was the hourly chart. You can see we're just getting this steady downtrend. I mean, look at this. It's like a perfect downtrend. No, there's no news today, yeah. There's no news, but the market's pretty volatile. I mean, you see these, look at these 10, every little box is 10 points here that you see on my chart. These little tiny boxes, that's 10 points. So this thing is moving, you know, look at this candle. It moved 10, 20, 30, 40. That was 40 points in less than a minute. So it's moving pretty good. But, I mean, we're not getting anything. I mean, at this point, if it does pop back up, now at this point, if it does pop back up, it's more likely to hold this bottom of the 5-minute range as resistance. Yeah, it was unexpected. Like I said, you know, it's I just play it by ear. If I almost thought I was about to get a setup when we pushed back into this range, but just got rejected and just kept pushing down, so I never took a trade. But if you caught that, yeah, if it was your strategy and you caught this move to the downside, that's awesome. Now we're getting, I mean, there's no, honestly, let me look on my other chart that has a 4-hour real quick. We're coming up to a pivot point. I mean, we got levels on a 4-hour down there. But as far as my strategy goes, at least the first strategy, this thing looks like it's, for me, when price just keeps dropping like this, for me, I mean, there's like literally nothing to take. I mean, you don't want to short down here, and you don't want to long either because we're still dropping. Trying to long down here is trying to catch a falling knife. Trying to short down here is trying to freaking short the very bottom of potentially a move. Do you think it'll go back up, or just the fact that we moved in bearish all week also? Yeah, bubble. I mean, it'll go back up. The question is how much. It's just gonna, now, like intraday wise, you know, it could pop back up and just hold this as resistance to continue going down. But we're very bearish now. I mean, if you look on an hourly chart too, all we've been doing for the past, you know, since what? This was since the 16th, which was like the past 2 days, we've just been, look at that. Lower high, lower high, lower high, and we're just keep dropping. So can't do anything. You gotta let the market do what it wants to do, and all you could do as a trader is have a strategy and follow it. That's it. You can't predict, you know. Even though the market could bounce here, doesn't mean I want to hop into a trade here. That's what a lot of new traders do, is they see it drop this much, and then they see it take out a low, and they're like, all right, let's go, let's hop into this and try to catch this. And they're always trying to catch a bottom. But the smart trader, hypothetically, if he was or she was trying to catch, or you know, catch a bottom, they wait for confirmations. They don't just wait because it's going up. They wait for price to confirm that we're getting like a shift in the direction. Not buying just because, you know, yeah, like a break of structure or something to form to kind of tell you that we're going to the upside. Not just buying just with your eye, you know, with your eyes closed and hoping that, you know, it goes up. Yeah, I mean, you just have to, depends on your strategy. Some people wait for, you know, a liquidity sweep, break a structure, like people that trade ICT. I don't look for that personally. That's not my strategy, but I still understand what people look for. I mean, as long as you, I think, as long as you have confirmations, I think you need confirmations to enter trades to protect you from stupid losses. Whatever your set of rules is that you've backtested and you've seen it work in backtesting, whatever that set of rules is, that's all you could follow. But most people that trade, you know, they don't have any rules. They just kind of like, they trade with their emotions in a sense of like, all right, it's, you know, it's pushing up, let's buy. It's coming up to this area, let's try to short. Like there's no rules that they follow. The dangerous part about not having any rules is you don't know what mistakes you're making. You can't improve when you have no rules. So then you end up being stuck in the same situation for years, being unprofitable because you have no rules, which means you can't learn from your mistakes if you have no rules. You don't know what you're doing wrong. You can't improve because you have no rules. So you're just stuck in this wheel of unprofitability, which freaking sucks to be in. Follow the money. Yeah. You can't force the market to do what you know, you can't force the market to do what you want it to do. So whatever strategy you decide, just make sure you back test it. You know it works. You could spot it in back testing, then you forward test it. I mean, trading is really, in my opinion, it's really not that difficult the way many people just can't follow rules. That's the problem. Most people can't follow rules. They can't figure out a strategy, backtest it, see that it works, forward test it, and just freaking stick to it. That's it. And just keep following the rules. And if you don't get a setup, just walk away. I get it from one side of the story. I get it. I was the same way when I started to trade. I needed to take a trade every single day. I felt like if I didn't come into the market and I didn't take a trade, I felt like it was a waste of time. Like I came in for no reason. And I just kind of like, it pissed me off to come into the market, stare at the market, not get a setup, and then just walk away. I couldn't do that when I started to trade. I couldn't. If I didn't get a trade, I would force something. Something would get forced in the morning, which is like a really bad spot to be in. That's not being a smart trader. That's just kind of like you're just gambling and hoping that you catch something. And then when you do catch something, you feel like like it's a successful day. But in reality, it's not a successful day because let's face it, if you have no set of rules and you just took a blind trade and made money, let's face it, you're going to give that back. Like, it's not that you're going to keep it. I don't backtest at all. I mean, you technically don't have to backtest. It's a smart thing to backtest. I just feel like you waste time when you don't backtest, because what if you're trying a strategy that you've seen maybe some other person talk about, and you're trying a strategy and you forward test it and it doesn't work? Like, what if it doesn't work and you're just like trying to trade something that just doesn't work? So yeah, I mean, you could do that too. Yeah. If you want to just forward test in a paper account, you could do that too. Yeah. But for me personally, backtesting it gives me the confidence. Like, going back, unless you already know it works and you could spot it, then there's like no point to it. But backtesting gives me the confidence so that when I forward test it, I could just. But I guess if you're trading in a paper account, then you don't have the emotion of capital because you're just, I guess to each his own. Yeah, and the thing about backtesting it is you could spot it. Like, if you're good at spotting patterns, you can spot certain patterns. Like, for example, like when you're backtesting, you could potentially notice something happen. Like, oh, I've noticed it. I backtested for, 2 months, and I've noticed every time I take a loss, this happens. Or every time the backtest takes a loss, this happens. Or every time we're below view up, right below view up, this happens. And sometimes you notice something that can actually save you money by keeping you out of a trade. Locked out of the eval till Asia session, back on demo. Yeah, it's gotta pretty much take what you can in the market and don't overtrade. I told you, once we displace below this 5 minute, I mean, we're probably gonna, trend below it. We're gonna hold it as resistance, and didn't quite come up to that 5 minute, but, we're kind of super bearish territory. Unless this thing really starts to, makes a higher low and really displaces above this high and, retests this high as support and then continues going up. That's possible too. But, we'll see. Tried Asia, that volume was not low at all. It was like London session. Yeah, if you trade the right times, Asia has decent volume too. I don't trade it because I trade New York. I don't see a reason to. New trader would lose 3 trades and finally win one and feel like they've got it. Yeah, that's that's true because that was me. Bro, I can't tell you how, like, looking back now, I was like, it's kind of stupid because you feel so good. It's the dopamine. It's the dopamine. And that's what gets a lot of traders is they chase the dopamine hit of, oh yeah, like, you know, they'll buy 3 accounts, 4 accounts, and then they'll start doing the math in their head, buying a trade blindly and, you know, making a couple $100 per trade, and they look back and they're like, damn, I made $1,500 today. Damn. Let's face it, you didn't make anything. You're just gonna give it up because you have no plan, no strategy, no nothing. It's like a quick dopamine hit to give you a little taste of what trading could be, but you're not gonna see any of that money. Let's face it. Blew up my pro account today? Oh man. How did you, unless you trade, you probably oversized. Make sure, if you blow an account, you gotta take a step back and make sure, yeah, if you know what you're doing wrong. One thing I would recommend to not trade with emotions, for me, I have a very systematic strategy. Like, I know exactly what I'm looking for, and if it happens, right, I take the trade. If it doesn't happen, I don't take the trade. So sometimes you see people come into my live, he's like, man, I never see you take a trade. It's because I'm patient. Like, I'm not sitting here clicking buy and sell every 10 minutes. I took a trade yesterday. I took 1 trade yesterday. We waited for, you know, like an hour. Finally took a trade and made money. And I walked away. So it's like, have a system that prevents you from trading with your emotions. You have your criteria of, you know, ABC has to happen in order for me to enter a trade. So if ABC doesn't happen, you don't enter a trade. You don't chase. You don't. And this is why I talk about backtesting. When you backtest a strategy and you've seen that it's profitable in backtesting, you can stop yourself and say, and understand that every stupid trade you take, you have to make it back in order, you know, it just sets you back. So every stupid trade you take sets you back. So that you may have a good strategy and you take a stupid trade. Now when you get a good setup on your good strategy, all you're doing is making back a loss on a stupid trade. I think you have to treat trading as very data driven. Like, very data driven, especially with my losses. I pay attention why I lost the trade. Did I lose it because I did something wrong? Did I follow my plan? Or I followed my plan and I took a loss. Now I look at, could I have done anything better to potentially prevent this loss? All right, it was just a loss. We'll continue on. But if I spot a pattern because I journal my losses, if I spot patterns in my losing trades, that could potentially save me a lot of money if I stay out of a trade because of a certain pattern, you know. Like, for example, I get a setup right below VWAP. Kind of iffy trade, right? So if I keep taking those kind of trades and losing, then guess what happens when next time the same kind of setup sets itself up? I don't take the trade. Unk hasn't traded in months. I literally took a trade yesterday. I'll show you exactly the trade I took yesterday. Let's go back to yesterday. It's called profitable trading. Being patient. Alright. Here's yesterday. We opened up 9:30. We got to push out of it. Same thing as I was looking for today. I said, right? I want to see this thing back inside the range. I am not taking a trade until this thing gets back inside this 5-minute range. What happened? Look at this. We pushed back into the 5-minute range. I took a long. As soon as we pushed back and we formed this gap, I took a short entry. Sorry, not a long entry. A short entry right in the middle of this gap. And I was targeting the body candle lows down here of this range. Got chopped up in some chop sideways, but then look at this. Went right to my TP. I took profits all the way down here, and then look at this thing ripped all the way back up to the upside. So it's called being patient for the A quality setups, for the good setups. It may not happen. It doesn't happen every day. But guess what? Me trading 7 accounts, make $2,600 a trade. I don't need to take trades necessarily every day. So but it's a joke, relax. No, I'm not mad or anything. I'm just explaining that it's like I don't want people to go through what I've went through of over trading and doing this, because it sets you back. You like, a lot of people do this. I used to do that same thing where I used to chase trades, and like, it don't really matter for me, because I'm like, you know, I'm not really here to, you know, necessarily like just take trades left and right and just, I'm here to be a profitable trader. I technically, I don't have to go live. I could easily just come into the office. To be honest with you, what would have happened if I wasn't trading live? What would have happened is I probably would have came in, I would have waited, saw that this thing displaced all the way down here, and seen that, all right, I'm probably not going to get a setup for this strategy, and just walk away for the day. I've gotten to a point where I am fine with walking away for trading. I've traded for 3 years full time. Like, I don't get the itch anymore to like, oh, I need to trade to get that dopamine hit or whatever. I really don't care. I just trade systematically. If I get my strategy, I take it. Now, I do look for other strategies, possibly, you know, to try to add strategies to my portfolio. So right now I just have one strategy, but I am looking into other strategies to, you know, add to it, to get more accounts, so I have multiple accounts with different strategies. But I withdrew 2K from Monk strategy yesterday. Yeah, just don't copy me, because I do get, you know, I do have losing trades. It's not like, you know, people try to copy me, and then if you get wrecked, that is not my fault. I have different risk parameters. I have different, the way I size according to the trade, and all that matters. So I tell people, if you copy me, you're going to get wrecked. Interesting if we could actually displace and a kind of shift structure here. Looks like we want to. But the thing about it is, I don't know if it, you know, could be like a fake out type of thing where we do displace, but then we tap into this 5-minute low and then just reject off of it. There's a lot of resistance up here, right? So if you are somebody like looking to take a long, understand that there's a lot of resistance here. We got a pivot point, we got the 5-minute bottom of that range, and we got the 200 all stacked on top of each other. So in order for price to really get through this area, it's going to take a lot of buying pressure to get through there. We may have some resistance. Price may come up here and have a pullback. Yeah, there's a lot of resistance up there. We are still bearish, so I gotta buy some I think I'm gonna buy an Apex account for this other kind of strategy I was looking into. Again, I still haven't done back testing on it. I've been kind of lazy to do back testing on it, but kind of this strategy of if we don't break back into the range, kind of a retest of that bottom of the range to go lower type of deal. But again, I have to do back testing and see what the best entries are, what the best exits are, where I need to have my stop loss, all that, like. So what are you trading? No, I don't trade ICT. I have my own strategy I made. I even removed my stop loss. Yeah, worst idea ever. You see how we're rejecting super hard off that. Yeah, never remove your stop loss. Keep your stop loss of an area of invalidation. It is what it is. I mean, you understand that you're gonna take losses. There's no way around it. You can have a 90% win rate and you're still gonna take losses. So it's like, accept the losses. Just move on. Understand that when you don't have a stop loss and you take a big loss, it sets you back a lot. It sets you back way more than it should have. Here, give me a second. I'll be back. But yeah, like I was saying, yeah, not having stop losses, it'll set you back a lot. Because especially if you're in a funded account, you don't have a stop loss. Like, even if you make money, hypothetically, it's still a really bad trade. Because if you keep doing that, eventually you're going to blow your account. So it's like one of the holy grails of trading is having a stop loss. I've blown accounts by, in the beginning, early trading, you know. Oh, this is gonna go up. It has to go up. It's gonna go back up. What do you like? Why would I have it's gonna go back up? Guess what? That one day it didn't go back up. It just kept dropping the whole day until I just blew my account. And that was a live account. After that, that was my lesson. After that, I never ever got tempted ever again to not have a stop loss. Always have one. And it's like, it sucks because like some people have to learn the hard way. I was one of those people who had to learn the hard way. But I learned and now I never do it again. Blew my Trade Evade account, my own money. Yeah, it sucks when you like, that's why I say when you're learning how to trade, never trade with your own money. Until you've actually proven to be a profitable, good trader, then you can eventually go into with your own money. But it's tough because you're gonna make mistakes and you don't want to make mistakes with your own money because that's gonna cost you a lot of money. This is someone, again, from speaking from experience. I wish somebody would freaking hit me upside the head for doing that, but sadly I had to go through it the hard way. I had to pay my dues to the market. Still learning and have to work on emotions. That's more important for me to think. Yeah, biggest thing, I would say, biggest thing is have a strategy and stick to it. Make sure you have a strategy that's systematic, that you can actually follow the rules. Because what happens is, when you don't have a strategy, your emotions take over. That's what happens. That's why intuitive trading doesn't work. When like trading with intuition, you can't. Their intuition does play a role in trading when you have a solid strategy. But you can't just trade intuitively in terms of like, you know, buying and selling because you've kind of like, oh, it's above a high, so let me try to short this. Or we're at a low, let me try to long this. Like just kind of like intuitively. You have to have a set of rules, and then those rules keep your emotions in check. Because you know it works, so you keep yourself in check. But when you don't have rules, then your emotions take over. You take one loss, then you chase it, and then trust me, I've showed this myself, right? Like I know how to trade, and even then, if I don't have rules, my emotions take over. Like I did that when if anyone watched me when I was trading my fun accounts, right? I had some like fun accounts I was kind of just messing around with, like just trading intuitively. I would take a trade, take a loss. I would take another trade, take a loss, and then I would start getting like kind of angry that I'm just taking losses back to back. Then you try to take another trade, you size in heavier to try to make it back, and by the time you know it, you've blown your account. But people think, don't fall into the trap of, you know, you hear a lot of like psychology, trading psychology. Psychology does not matter if you don't have a solid strategy. If you don't have a solid strategy, the psychology is all BS. It doesn't matter. You can have the best psychology in the world, but if you don't have a solid strategy to apply that psychology to, it doesn't matter. You can have the best psychology and still be an unprofitable trader if you don't have a solid strategy. I'm used to winning all week and then give it all back Friday, then double down. Oh gosh. Winning all week, give it all back Friday, then double down and end the week red. It's something I've went through too, and it's like I've gotten so sick, honestly, like what helped me, I gotten so sick of being unprofitable that I'm just like, bro, I have to like just be patient. You have to force yourself. Either you continue making the same mistake and stay unprofitable for years upon years upon years, or you can actually be disciplined and understand that trading is a long-term game. It's not some kind of get-rich-quick scheme. It's a long-term game. It's a very difficult profession to be in. So either you actually learn from your mistakes and you get better and better and better and do, you know, what the 90% can't do and be profitable, or you continue doing what the 90% do, is just keep making the same mistakes. But the sooner you learn from your mistakes, the sooner you can become profitable. If you actually, you know, learn from your mistakes and stop doing, you know, dumb things like overtrade. That, like, when you say like doubling down and, you know, overtrading and giving back all your profits for the week, like for me personally, that's completely impossible for me to do. It is impossible for me to make money throughout the week and then give it back on Friday. It's not even possible, because my rules for this strategy, I typically, right, I take one trade a day. If it's a winning trade, I walk away. If it's a losing trade, I walk away. So that one trade a day maximum for this strategy keeps me in check, that I can't overtrade. Overtrading is impossible, because you can't overtrade if I take one high quality setup per day. So, and my other rule, if I wait for the setup. If I don't see the setup, I don't take anything. I could walk away today, probably going to walk away, to be honest. I'm going to be hopping off probably within the next 5 to 10 minutes. And I'm going to hop off and I'll walk away, not have taken a trade. Guess what? I took a trade yesterday, made $1,700. Do I have to make another $1,700 today? Nope. If I make another $2,000 on Friday, I'm good on the week. I'm green on the week. That's a good, decent week for me. Rules is what keeps you in check. When you're trading without rules, it would be like having a society without laws, right? If you had a society without laws, it would just be chaotic. There would be no order. There would be no, it would just be insane. People would be doing whatever they want and nobody would be punished for anything, and it would just be super chaotic. Same thing with your trading. When you don't have rules set in place for your trading, it's always going to be chaotic. Always. Learned so much from you. Appreciate it. Finally profitable. Nice. If I can help somebody, yeah. Like, to me, certain things seem common sense, but then I look back and then I'm like, bro, I made these same mistakes. When I was learning, I was making the same exact mistakes as everyone. I feel like every trader goes through the same, mistakes. It's like everyone makes the same mistakes. But the difference between profitable traders and unprofitable traders are the profitable ones learned from their mistakes and stopped doing stupid things. But the unprofitable ones, they keep making the same mistake over and over and over, right? I know there's a trader that has been unprofitable for 8 years already. That's kind of in the social media space, right? Obviously, I'm not going to name any names, but he's been unprofitable for 8 years. So it's you got to ask yourself, why? How could you be unprofitable for 8 years? Because the only way you could be unprofitable for 8 years is you keep making the same stupid mistakes over and over, and you're not learning from what you're doing wrong. Or you're strategy hopping constantly. If you're trying a strategy and you have a couple losing days and you switch strategies, or there could be a various number of reasons, but we're bearish right now. You can put me on that 8-year unprofitable list. Yeah, it's that's the thing. Some people are just people that are fast learning from mistakes. They can become profitable within 2 years. Somebody that's slower, it took me 3 years. So I'm not, this is somebody speaking that's I'm not the best at necessarily learning from my mistake, clearly, because it took me 3 years. But, it's a tough industry. Trading is a super tough industry, and people make it out to seem like it's just trading's easy. If you're not profitable, then you're trading against some of the smartest people in the world. You're talking about hedge funds that hire quants that have mathematics degrees from Princeton and Harvard University. These are some of the smartest people in the world that are trying to find strategies. So you think you're going to come in and just be profitable, and this is going to be some get-rich-quick scheme within the first, This is a super, super difficult profession. Not is it super difficult because of finding a strategy, but you are literally battling against yourself. You in your trading are your own worst enemy. It's not the market. That's why I love trading, right? I don't have to rely on anybody. If I lose money, it's all on me, right? I can't blame the market for it. I can't blame anybody else for it. If I lose money, it's me. I'm a really good trader, just no rules, but change that thanks to you. Yeah, make sure you have rules, because you can be a good trader. When I started trading, let me tell you this. When I started trading, I went on a 2-week win streak. This was just not even really having rules. This was just kind of just trading and kind of going off. I had a little bit of a strategy, but nothing crazy. It was 50% rule-based, 50% discretion. But I went on a 2-week win streak. Every day I was making money. All it took, because I had no rules for my trading, all it took was one bad day for me to blow everything and completely give everything back in one day. One day is all it took because I had no rules. I hear horror stories, bruh. I've heard horror stories of people giving back a year's worth of profits in one day because, right? They're not disciplined. They don't follow rules. If you have no rules, trading can turn very ugly very fast. It's like, oh, it's kind of scary how ugly it can turn. But yeah, so I gotta man, I don't know if I'm gonna do it today, or I gotta see how long this Apex sale is gonna go on. I gotta do the back testing for the other strategy, and but yeah, Apex, for those of you who don't know, Apex having one of their biggest sales, if you were somebody who was waiting for it, 80% off, $40 lifetime activation fees. I mean, that's literally the best sale they've ever had. It's better than a 90% off sale that they've had before, because they have this $40 lifetime activation fees. So if you are a good trader, this is a time to stack up on accounts. But if you're not a good trader, if you're somebody who's still learning, you know, continue learning. Just buy, you know, buy one account, because you're probably gonna blow it. So you can buy one account, kind of de-risk. Your goal isn't to pass the accounts. Your goal is to just, you know, stick to a strategy and slowly build it and prove to yourself that you can trade by following rules. One rule new trader has is double down, bro. I've seen that with, like, dude, I've seen supposedly, like, experienced traders do that. Doubling down on a loss is crazy. I don't get it. I don't get it. Unless you're, unless it's part of your strategy to where, you know, you take a small position. What an experienced trader does when he averages into a losing trade is what I've seen experienced traders do, right? They will go in very light size in their initial position, and then say it goes against them, they'll maybe get in a little bit more, but those are the traders who are trading in a range. Like, they're trying to catch inside of a range, so they don't know if it's going to bounce on top of the range, go to the bottom of the range. So they're trading in a range. So certain experienced traders do that, but inexperienced traders, new traders, they get in full position, and then it goes down and they're in a losing trade, and then they average into a losing trade, not because it's part of their strategy, but because they don't want to lose. They think, oh, if I'll average in, I'll get a better entry point, and then I'll be able to make more money if it goes up. But that doesn't work when you have no plan. The people that do that are experienced, they have a plan and a strategy. They know how much to risk. So, not a good idea to average into losing trades. People oversized and blow their accounts. It's the saying how people put all their money in one trade. Yeah, I don't get it either. I don't get how you can. I see this all the time. I'm sure you guys too. You guys watch traders on TikTok. You guys watch traders on whatever, X or whatever. I see this every single day pretty much. People oversizing. I mean, they're trading a $50,000 account and they're risking like $1,000 per trade. Like, bruh, what? 2 losing trades and you blow your account. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I get if you're trying to rinse accounts, but isn't it better not to rinse accounts and just size less, get past the buffer zone, and then actually start taking payouts consistently? I feel like you make more money than trying to just rinse accounts. I don't know. It just... I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe I'm some anomaly, but I don't get tempted at all to do what certain traders do. And certain traders over risk, over leverage, just to be able to post a high P&L. They'll buy 5 accounts, risk $1,000 per account, and then try to catch a big trade so that they can show on X or whatever that they made $10,000 when they really didn't. In trading, technically, you can't say you made $10,000 until you really pull it out. Because technically, as long as it's in your account, that money is still, you're still possibly able to lose that money. So, if it's not in your bank account, you technically, theoretically have not made it yet. Even though it's in your account, but not really, because you could give it all. You can give it back if you're not somebody who's disciplined. But yeah, that's why I come on these lives. I really don't like, you know, if I can help at least one person not go through the mistakes that the average trader makes, if I can at least help one person get to profitability faster than they would have, then that's a dub for me. I mean, that's, yeah, I mean, I could sit here, technically, I don't have to be live. I could sit here and just freaking, you know, just kind of just wait for a setup and scroll through social media and just wait for a setup. But if I can, you know, help somebody out, why not? Yeah, first month of trading, I made 10K, one trade. I thought I would take over the world. Yeah, then lost it back less than a week. That's typically how it works. I don't know why it happens, but it happens often with people. It happened to me too. I hear this time and time again. The market kind of like rewards you. You feel like you've been trading for 3 months and you go on this streak and you feel like, bro, you've cracked the code and you feel like you're the smartest person in the world because you feel like you're profitable. But you give that back very fast. You give it back super fast because you obviously, like, you got lucky. You have no rules. You have no plan. It's just a matter of time. That's why I tell people, when you're learning, do not trade live money. Do not trade, like, ideally, trade sim account until you've proven to yourself that you can make profits month after month. And then you could think about. But with prop firms, I don't see a reason why somebody should go live unless you're pretty experienced and you really want to go live. But you can really milk prop firms. I mean, you can get pretty decent payouts. Like even with Apex right now having their 80% off sale, it's like 33 bucks per an account. So if you actually know how to trade and you get 10 accounts and you pass those 10 accounts, you know, you're making thousands of dollars a day by copy trading those accounts. And then, you know, now you have to get past that buffer zone. But once you get past that buffer zone, bruh, I mean, you're literally making thousands of dollars a day. How to trade sim account? You can technically, like, if you're talking about, like, trading with no money invested, you can open up, I think with, like, Ninja Trader, you can call them and you can ask them about like a sim account that way. And you should be able to open up a brokerage account, and they typically have simulated accounts that you could trade in. Or you can buy a prop firm account. That's also like Apex having their 80% off right now. It's 33 bucks per an account. So if you buy a $50,000 account, 33 bucks subscription per month. I mean, if you size down and don't risk a lot, but allow that account to last a month before you blow it. Because if you're learning, let's face it, you're going to blow an account because you're learning. But if you can make that 33 bucks last the whole month by just sizing down a lot, then, you know, 33 bucks a month is not, you know, a bad, like, that's not a lot of money. People spend more on coffee, so. Got 500 bucks in a laptop. Yeah, your goal is not. This is the mindset you should be in when you start trading. Your goal is not to make money. Make sure to get that out of your head. Your goal is not to make money. Your goal is to find a strategy that you can back test it, that you know it works. Then you forward test it in a simulated account, and then you can actually get the rhythm of spotting it live, being able to trade it live, and then you can go from there. And your learning curve can be so much faster than most people if you actually have rules set in place. Have strict rules. Treat it as a business. I don't take more than one trade a day, or I don't take more than 3 trades a day, or if I have a winning trade, I stop for the day, or if I have a losing trade, I allow myself one more. Like, have certain rules to keep yourself in check so you don't just spiral out of control. But your goal is not to make money. Your goal is to break even, because that's typically what a trader goes through. They go from constantly losing money because they're learning to finally finding a strategy, sticking to it, Then they're in that break-even stage. Then they slowly transfer into making a little bit of money. So, but your goal is to risk as little money as possible. If you can call up a brokerage and open up a simulated account and not invest any money, you can have $0 in this, then that's ideal. Because understand, if you can get this strategy and you can get your emotions in check and like have a solid strategy that you've back tested and you know is profitable, you know you can follow, just understand that down the line, this can open up a door of opportunities for you to make a lot of money if you're, if you learn from your mistakes and treat it as a business. But make sure to understand it's very difficult. Trading is not easy whatsoever. So don't think that you can come in and it's going to be super easy and it's going to be insanely difficult. But the people that stick to it and learn from their mistakes, and those are the people that can make it out on top, and those are the people that can make a lot of money eventually, right? The opportunity of trading is the only difference between you making potentially, $200 a day and $2,000 a day. You can have the same strategy. It's just a different level of trading. People have bigger account sizes, can make more money per trade, right? I know a guy who's been trading for 11 years. The dude is pulling $30,000 days. Not every day, but the dude is hitting $30,000 days. But he's been trading for 11 years, so I can't compare myself to him. Hopefully in 11 years, I'll be at that same level where I'll be hitting $30,000 days. But I understand that I'm not at that level yet. One day, my account will get to that level, and I'll be able to do that. But so, all right. It's pretty much 11 o'clock. I'm going to hop off here. I mean, I didn't get a trade. We get this sometimes, right? We just kind of displaced below this 5-minute range here and just chopping sideways. We've been chopping sideways for pretty much an hour already. So there's really nothing to do here. It's part of trading. You don't make money every single day. Made money yesterday, came in today, didn't take a trade. It is what it is. We'll come back tomorrow, and we'll see if I get a setup tomorrow. If not, guess what? Come back the next day. Because what I know is a good trade is coming. There's another good trade coming. I just have to be patient for it. My goal is to end this week on a green note. I already made $1,700 this week. So I just need to be patient. Be patient. So slowly but surely, I'm aiming for that $20,000 withdrawal in December. Or probably January, because I don't want to. So that 20K payout is coming, and that's why I'm super patient for it. Because I'm not like other influencers where I'm risking, half my account on one trade. I'm like pretty de-risked. In order to put this into perspective quickly before I leave, my risk is such that in the past 2 to 3 months, I have not taken more than, I have an 80% win rate. I haven't taken more than 2 losses in a row. 2 losses in a row is the max losing streak I've been on so far. In order for me to blow these accounts, it would take me losing 7 trades in a row for me to blow these accounts. So you can kind of see, I'm playing it pretty safe. The probability with an 80% win rate, as long as I have that win rate, to hit 7 losing trades in a row is extremely low. So my accounts are protected. My goal is to build these accounts slowly and get those consistent 20K payouts. So, but that being said, I'm gonna hop off. I'll be back tomorrow, 9:30. If you want to stop by, I'll be back. But yeah, have a good day trading. Don't overtrade. Don't blow your accounts. Understand, there's always tomorrow. So if you're in a drawdown, just walk away. If you see yourself getting frustrated and tempted to take stupid trades, just close your laptop, exit out of your computer, walk away, call it a day, come back tomorrow. It's fine. There's gonna be tomorrow. You don't have to make money every single day. That's not how it works. So, but yeah, peace out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.